Joining me today in the kitchen is Sky Craig, Series 2 of MasterChef. I think she should have been in Series 1 with me because you are so lovely to work with.
Thank you. We would have had a great time together at MasterChef.
We would have.
There would have been serious trouble in the kitchen,
Exactly.
that's for sure.
There would be. But today you're going to be making desserts, which is what you're passionate about, and this one's raw.
It is. I just absolutely love to make these desserts. Yeah. They're so simple. They're really, really easy.
Yeah.
And the best part about it is they taste fantastic, but they're really good for you too.
Yeah, which is, you know, you don't associate desserts with healthy sometimes.
That's it.
It can happen.
Tastes naughty, but good for you, which is great.
Fantastic. Well, what do we do to get started?
So today I'm making a finger lime and coconut cream tart, one of my absolute favourites.
Yeah.
And it's just really easy, so we'll get started.
Okay.
So we've got some cashews, we have macadamias as well.
Okay, I'll open those for you.
We've got some beautiful ingredients here. So we've also got agave, which is a low GI sugar substitute.
Right.
We have some lemon juice, we've got coconut cream and coconut milk.
Yep.
And a bit of salt. So all we do, we're going to pop the agave syrup in.
Yep.
It's just about grabbing your ingredients and throwing them straight into the blender. It's
lovely.
It's
so you got the sweet, you got the sour there.
We do.
Coconut
Milk and coconut cream.
And coconut cream, okay.
That's it.
Yep.
And we have about a cup of cashews. Now, the wonderful thing about cashews is a handful is the equivalent of taking Prozac. So that is good news. Keeps you happy. It's really, really yummy. Fantastic in the kitchen.
I love cashews, especially when they're salted, but probably don't need the salt if you want to get that.
That's it. But we will pop a bit of salt in here as well.
Yep.
So that's the good thing about this produce is that it's really good for your body. It keeps you healthy and happy along the way. So it's wonderful. Okay, so pop that in. Throw it in the old bosh here. I'll grab these two. Do you want to just grab some of the macadamias?
Yes, I love macadamia
them up
nuts.
a little bit in there.
Okay, so is it just for the base of this, is it?
That's it. So what we've done here, we've got a base for our tart, and that's just going to take up just a third of the base. Okay. And the macadamias will go in first, once you've smashed those little guys up.
So we're just sort of doing these, you don't have to, these are halved already, but just for a little bit of extra texture.
That's it. Yeah. And they just taste absolutely amazing in this dessert. Gives it a really, really good texture and flavour as well. So pop a few of those in. That's plenty.
Is that plenty?
Perfect.
It's just almost like a little trifle.
It is, and you know, it's just the most decadent.
Look how glossy that is. That's really nice. And can I have a taste of that?
Of course you can.
Let's see. I'm going to go like this.
There we go. Get in there, my darling.
That's lovely.
That's it. It's quite sweet.
But you got the acidity there too, which is fantastic.
That's it. It cuts
lovely
through
and
it.
light. Yeah. It's beautiful.
So now all we're going to do is grab these little guys, pop them into the freezer, and then we'll come back and we'll do the rest of the recipe.
Easy.
Okay.
Okay, so next layer. What are we doing for this one?
Now we're up to the lime avocado mousse layer, which is so yummy.
Avocado in dessert.
Yes.
Usually you don't. I mean, it is a fruit.
It is.
Isn't it? But we never use it as like a dessert option, do we? So
it's a really unique, yummy thing to use in desserts. It's you know, the great thing about it is that it's actually raw and it's still retaining all the nutritional content. Yep. So that's wonderful.
And I guess in a dessert, if you think about it, it can work because it's a textural thing. It's this smooth, it's almost like moussey. If we're blending it all together with some other ingredients.
It is. So I'm putting some agave nectar in, which is a low GI sugar substitute, same as what I used in the first layer.
You like your agave, don't you?
Yeah.
But I mean, if it's better for you,
that's it.
You go for works in desserts, give it a go.
That's it. So I think agave or honey, some people use dextrose as well. Yeah. And then they're just really a lot better for your body. So now I'm just popping in some of the coconut oil. That keeps a really lovely consistency in the dessert and helps it to set. Yep. You're taking care of the avocado. I'm going to pop about a cup and a half of the lime juice in here too. Okay. So that's going in. Thanks, Miss Justine. So now we're just going to pop those 5 avos straight into our food processor. And once again, seriously technical, right? We're going to blend it up until it's nice and smooth. It's really, really easy. Okay, that's looking absolutely spot on now.
Fantastic.
So I'm going to hand that over to you, beautiful lady.
Oh, look at that.
I'm going to go and grab the glasses.
That is sensational, that colour. Love it.
It is. It's lovely and vibrant, isn't it? And
look at that gloss. I love that. Yeah. And I guess, I mean, if you're doing a dinner party, you could do this. If it's frozen, because there's different layers of frozen textures, I guess. They're all smooth textures, but there's different layers. You could do that for a dinner party, have it in the fridge a couple of days beforehand.
Absolutely.
Will that work? I mean... Yeah.
Absolutely. You can actually do this days ahead.
Yep.
And you can just pop them into the freezer and then, you know, have a really stress-free dinner party. That's the way that I like to do things. So,
and I mean, imagine bringing this to the table.
That is looking absolutely fantastic, my darling. Good one.
That's
it. And you can just give it a little tap.
Yeah, get all the air bubbles out.
Give it a tap, throw it in. Nice and simple. So now I'm just going to pop those into the freezer again, and then we're ready to do our next layer.
Lovely.
Okay, so we are up to the 3rd layer here. It's, you know, you've done 2 layers, nice and simple.
Yep. It's not, I mean, it's a really simple recipe. I love it. I'm not cooking anything. We're just blending.
Get you to pop
a cup of those?
Yeah. 1 cup in, my sweet.
So back to cashews.
We are. So really similar ingredients with the 3rd layer and the 1st layer.
Cashews or Prozac?
That's it. Well, they're definitely going to make you happy, those little guys.
It's a happy dessert. Yep.
So, okay, we've got some coconut milk.
Coconut milk, yep.
We've got some coconut cream.
Okay, lovely.
Okay, we've got our sweetener here, so we've got agave.
Yep.
Now, again, I like to leave just a little bit out because your produce is always different.
Yep.
And then we can adjust that later on.
Yep.
Now we've got our cup of cashews. Pop those
straight in. Yep.
Easy peasy Japanesey.
Yep.
And
quick blend.
Blend and we're good to go.
Good.
Okay, so that should be lovely and smooth. Make sure the consistency is good.
Yep.
That's really tasting great now. So all we've got to do, pour it on the top.
Ooh,
smooth and creamy.
Yep. And you know, by freezing it, you're getting that perfect, distinct layering. If you didn't freeze that first bit, correct me if I'm wrong, because your dessert, but if you didn't freeze that little bit there, you wouldn't get that distinct line, which is what you want.
That's
which makes it look very dramatic. Yeah.
We want it to look nice and
and we didn't freeze the avocado as long. Probably best 2, but it didn't need it that well because it's a little bit more dense, isn't it?
That's it. So the bottom layer is really the only layer that you really need to have in the freezer for a little while.
A little while, yeah.
And the other guys can be done.
Okay.
You can make it up, put it in the freezer, pull it out, do your next layer, and you're good to go.
So that goes back in the freezer.
That's it. Straight
and then that's
into the freezer, and then we can throw on the garnish. Yay! Rightio, my darling Justine.
Ooh.
I've just actually made these 2 up for you a little bit earlier on today. So they're nice and frozen.
Yep.
And now we're ready to garnish them. So these guys are my absolute favourite.
Yeah.
These are finger limes. So they're an Australian native bit of produce.
Yeah.
And they're just like little lime caviar capsules. The wonderful thing about these guys is that they burst in your mouth and they cut through all of the sweetness in the dessert. So
this is actually, you've used macadamias, which are Australian, and this,
and
you're very passionate about using Australian produce, aren't you?
I am.
In particular, native products.
I love Australian native produce. I think that it's a really undervalued commodity that we've got here in Australia, and it's right here in our backyard.
Yeah.
And these are just incredibly beautiful. Look at that.
Yeah, so you just pop them out like that. I love it.
So the good thing that you can do too is...
I'll put a pile here for you.
Yeah. So pop those on top. Now, if you're finding it hard to find finger limes at home, which for me, I'd just jump onto Google, put in finger lime suppliers and you'll find someone.
Yeah.
But if you want something really simple, grab a lime, cut a segment, pop that on top.
Okay.
So that's a good option too. Thanks, gorgeous. That
smells amazing,
great.
doesn't it? And that sort of that texture too, it's going to be popping in the mouth, is quite spectacular.
Just love these. Absolutely, these are my favourite fruit. They really are. So they make a beautiful garnish for this dessert.
Scott, I think that's probably one of the most interesting desserts that we've done so far.
Oh, thank
you. I just love the concept of it, and I love that it's, you know, full of goodness.
It is. So
Full of goodness. Cashews, macadamia nuts, avocados. I can't wait to try those. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
It's a pleasure. Absolute pleasure. Look at these little guys.
We cheers each other for this one. Cheers.
Cheers, beautiful.
Cheers.